Okay, I don't know what happened. But right down there, that's where the courthouse is. That's where that famous Gideon case happened. There's a movie made about by Peter Fonda. Look it up, the Gideon versus Wainwright trial. So there's another golf cart right there. Right here, this is the old Panama City Police Department building. I don't know if they got a sign or what. And that's History Class Brewing Company. I've been meaning to go eat there, but I haven't done it yet. They do a lot of stuff to preserve history around Bay County. And yeah, this is the famous Panama City Police. It used to be City Hall too. And that's part of it right there. I don't know what that building is right there. But if you look at the old photos, I should have brought my little stick. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be shaking and stuff. But if you look at the old photos, you can see war bond efforts for World War II with the planes and stuff. There's Tom's Hot Dogs. I don't know if they moved or not. This is the famous Martin Theater. Let me get the sun out of the way so you can see it. Remember what I was talking about the German prisoner of war? The U-boat, they found a ticket for the Martin Theater. This is the Martin Theater right here. It's world famous, but they're doing some construction. I don't know when they're gonna be done with it. Yeah, this is the construction. This is Harrison Avenue right here. This is where the Christmas parade happens. And there's House of Henry right down there. Right there, if I can zoom in. See that funky looking thing right there? That's the House of Henry. It's an Irish bar. Is it Irish? Yeah, it's an Irish bar. But this is the famous Martin Theater right here, where they found that German U-boat POW with a ticket in it. So they must have came ashore. And they built another clock too. Okay, let's go down here. I want to show you down here. Show you. All right, I'm gonna cross the street. I don't know how old these buildings are right here. I guess.
If you live in the area, you've probably driven by it hundreds of times without giving it a passing glance. In tonight's Faces and Places of the Panhandle, we'll show you how this particular building was once the centerpiece of downtown.
But what I wanted to do is to tell you what it is that I know that I may be dying with soon.
Fred Scott is a fount of knowledge when it comes to the history of Panama City.
And it is one of the oldest buildings here.
He's especially familiar with a 94-year-old building in downtown.
It was built in 1926.
Scott bought the building at 318 Harrison Avenue from its original owner, W.L. Folks, who was a local justice of the peace.
And I knew Mr. Folks, and he gave me all of this material that I have with regards to the history of the building.
The building has served the community in a number of capacities.
In 1931, it was the Jitney Jungle. And in 1943, during World War II, it was the Little Hotel, where workers at the shipyard could stay for as little as $3 a night. Over the years, it has also been the Rex Drugstore, Crawford's Beauty Shop, a dentist office, a bridal shop, and a flower shop. And that's when I purchased the building.
And that's when the building was actually green.
We decided to restore the building as it was originally.
The city manager at the time gave Scott the go-ahead to get rid of the green to reveal the original brick underneath.
This used to be a dentist office.
Through the restoration and the information handed down through Mr. Folks, Scott learned more about its history.
During the Second World War, there were no places for anybody to stay. And the first and second floor were turned into places where you could rent one of the books, which happens to be the registration of the people that came and went.
These days, the first floor is used for offices. The second floor is now renovated into a 2,100 square foot apartment for Scott.
The floors up there were tile. We found out we could take that tile up, and there's little narrow wooden floors up there. Just beautiful.
According to Scott, the pie-shaped building was the first in the city to be wired for electricity.
It runs the whole block. It travels from Harrison Avenue all the way back to Park Street.
That means during the time it was a hotel.
If you're at the front of the building and you have to go to the bathroom, you got to walk a block to get to it.
There are now 2 bathrooms. And speaking of bathrooms,
this old toilet is still there. This was the original one.
other than the toilet itself, there have been a few upgrades.
That toilet never expected to be on television.
Walking through the apartment, you can see the balance between modern and antique.
And Nisa, in each corner, there used to be a lavatory where they could shave.
We all know those Panama City summers can sizzle.
There are 33 windows up here. The purpose of the windows was to serve for air conditioning.
There's a lot more we could tell you about this old building, and Scott wants the history lesson to continue for generations.
It is a story of a building that we need to tell people that's growing up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades.
In Panama City, Nisa Wilkins, News Channel 7.
Sign right here. Yeah, they got a sign right here. Let's go look at it. Take a picture of it. Oh, they got like a elevator thing. Goes up. Okay, let's read it. W.L. Folks Building, 1926. This building was built in 1926 and named for the original owner, Walter L. Folks, who introduced electricity to Panama City in 1915. The first floor was originally occupied by Panama Light and Power Company under the management of Folks' son, Fleming. Later businesses to occupy the building were Rex Drug Store and Crawford's Beauty Shop. During World War II, the upstairs was converted into a little hotel and provided sleeping quarters for wartime workers. In 1976, new owner H. Fred Scott opened Bayflowers downstairs and converted the upstairs into the first New York-style apartment in the city. In 2016, the first floor was occupied by Lori Bates Interior Design. It's pretty neat, ain't it? Got a little elevator stairs. It's pretty neat. Yeah, you can see the Martin Theater. Let me get the sun out. You can see it a little better. I guess they're adding on to it. I don't know. Hi. Okay. I don't know what this store is. I got some more plaques. I ain't gonna be able to read all these plaques today. I'm just gonna show you where I used to hang out. Cook Motor Company. Okay, this would be a good one right here. Cook Motor Company used to be is Cook Whitehead Ford now. Cook Motor Company, 1930. After a fire and explosion destroyed Panama City Motor Building on this site in 1930, W.J. Cook and his wife Estelle's sister, former owner Fred T. Bennett, had erected the new Cook Motor Company. The The large building had from left to right a display room, offices, and stock room. In the rear of the shop, originally the building had a red brick facade, but later Cook had it stuccoed and painted white. After the Ford dealership moved out, the building was occupied by various shops under the ownership of Lillian Patrick, 1953 to 81, John S. Thompson, 81 to 82, and Janice Fitzsimmons family, 1982 to the present. Okay, I want to show. Okay, here's the back part of the Martin Theater. I think they're adding on to it. You can see that there's the stage curtains and all that. And that's that old building I was telling you about. It used to be a motel. See it? But this is one I wanted to tell you about. This is a camera shop, and it was on the ghost tour. And they said they caught a spectral thing on a picture, and it made world-renowned news or what have you. So, I guess this is a bar. Let's see, this thing don't have a thing. Okay, this used to be called Little Jack's. Let me get back here. This used to be called Little Jack's. And when we was in high school, we used to hang out here and shoot pool. We couldn't drink beer, but we just hang out here and shoot pool. Let's go read this little thing over here. Idle Hour Theater, 1914. This building housed the first photo play theater successfully in downtown. The 30-foot by 100-foot building was constructed on steel lathe and stuccoed interior. High. Exterior, the owner and manager, J. Arthur Smith, had open chairs installed that would seat 375. The building had a balcony and independent lighting plant. Admission was 5 to 10 cents for silent movies that were enhanced with live pianists and singers. The theater was often used for various charities and churches and schools. It closed in 1923, that's when my dad was born, and reoccupied by Chaver's Furniture Store until 1926. Let's wait till this truck thing goes by. Chaver's Furniture Store until 1926. When the fire gutted the building, Schneider's women's clothing store may have occupied it briefly. It was occupied by the Golden Rule department store, whose owner changed the name in 1931 to Lillian's Kirkpatrick's Smart Shop. Okay, and this is the famous WMBB building. I think they turned it into like a bunch of shops and stuff, but this is where Channel 13 used to be. Yeah, it's a bar. I can see if I can get an old picture of it. There's all kinds of shops in here. I think the center walkway is hollowed out. Yeah, the center walkway is hollowed out. This was all covered up. That's the famous thing right there. This is Mackenzie Park right here. They have a lot of gatherings, protests, all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah, Mackenzie Park. Years ago, somebody, I think it was during Christmas, I can't remember, but somebody put some I don't know what they put in there. Some kind of powder to make the water turn blue or something. And they had to take all the pipes out and redo them. It was crazy. And there's C&G Sporting Goods right over there. Yeah, it's getting kind of sunset. That's a restored Jeep right there. That's probably a 1982 model. Done a good job with it. Mackenzie Park. And I got some more park over there. I'll freeze it if you want to read it. And I got some old buildings across the street, but we don't have time to do all that today. I just want to show you the main stuff.